Have you noticed your hands struggling to open a jar you used to twist with ease? Or your legs feeling heavier when you climb the same stairs you've walked for years? Many people shrug and say, it's just old age. But after 5 decades of treating patients over 60, I can tell you, that's not the whole truth. This might be an early sign of muscle loss, the kind that doesn't just make you weaker, but silently steals your independence. I've seen it happen to proud, active men and women who suddenly need a cane or can no longer get out of bed without help. Today, we're going to talk about something remarkable, a discovery from researchers at Ohio University that shows your brain can help protect and even strengthen your muscles, even when you can't move much. This is not magic, it's science. And it could be a game changer for you or someone you love. If you've ever felt your strength slipping away, comment the number 1 below. If not, leave the number 0. I read every story because your experience matters here. And if this conversation touches your heart, please subscribe and turn on the bell so we never lose touch on this journey to stronger, healthier years ahead. Number 1, the silent enemy stealing your strength after 60. Have you noticed it? That moment when a jar lid feels tighter than it used to, or when you need to grip the railing just to steady yourself going down the stairs. Many people brush it off as just getting older. But after 50 years of treating patients over 60, I can tell you it is not simply age. It is something far more dangerous, and it is stealing your independence one day at a time. The medical name is sarcopenia, the gradual silent loss of muscle mass and strength. It does not announce itself with pain or swelling. It creeps in quietly. You might feel a little slower when walking to the mailbox. Getting up from a low couch might require 2 or 3 tries. These are not harmless inconveniences. They are early warning signs that your muscles are losing their power to support you. According to the National Institute on Aging, about 1 in 3 older Americans suffers from significant muscle loss. That means millions of people are at risk of falls, broken bones, and long recoveries that can strip away confidence and mobility. I have seen proud, active men and women, people who once hiked 5 miles on weekends, suddenly relying on walkers or wheelchairs after a single fall. What most people do not realize is that muscle health is not just about lifting weights. It is about the connection between your brain and your muscles. When that connection weakens, the body stops responding as quickly and powerfully as it used to. This is why even thinking about exercise, as recent studies have shown, can make a difference. But here is the truth. Ignoring the problem only gives it more power. You have a choice to let muscle loss take control or to fight back with every tool available. And the earlier you start, the stronger your chances of staying active, independent, and in control of your own life. Do you feel yourself slowing down? Are daily tasks taking more effort than they used to? Share your answer in the comments. Type number 1 if you have felt this change, number 0 if you have not. Your story could help someone else recognize the warning signs and take action before it is too late. Number 2, the Ohio discovery that changes everything about muscle strength. In a small lab at Ohio University, researchers made a discovery that could completely change how we think about staying strong after 60. They took 2 groups of volunteers and immobilized one wrist for 4 weeks by placing it in a cast. One group was told to go about life as usual. The other group was given an unusual instruction, to sit quietly and think about exercising that immobilized arm for 11 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Not moving, not lifting weights, just imagining. When the cast came off, the results stunned the scientists. The group that simply imagined flexing their muscles was nearly twice as strong as the group that did nothing. That is right, without a single physical repetition, their muscles lost far less strength. The secret lies in the brain-muscle connection. Your muscles respond not only to physical activity, but also to the nerve signals your brain sends when you think about moving them. These signals keep the neuromuscular pathways active, the communication lines between your brain and muscle fibers. It is like keeping a road open so traffic can flow smoothly instead of letting weeds grow and block it. This does not mean you can replace exercise with daydreaming. Real movement is still the gold standard for building and maintaining muscle. However, this discovery shows that when illness, injury, or mobility issues prevent you from moving much, your brain can still help you maintain strength. For my patients recovering from surgery or living with limited mobility, this is powerful news. It means there is always something you can do to fight muscle loss, even from a chair or hospital bed. So here is my question to you. If a few minutes of focused thinking could help keep your muscles stronger, would you be willing to try it? Type yes in the comments if you would. I read every response, and you might inspire someone else to take that small but important first step toward strength. Number 4, simple daily habits to protect and rebuild. Muscle strength after 60. Here is the truth I have learned in 50 years of treating patients. Staying strong after 60 is not about doing extreme workouts or spending hours in the gym. It is about small, consistent habits that you can maintain every single day. If you commit to them, these habits will protect your muscle strength, improve your balance, and keep you independent for years to come. The first habit is daily intentional movement. This does not mean you have to lift heavy weights. It could be as simple as standing up from a chair without using your hands, or walking slowly around the house after every meal. When you do this, you are telling your muscles, you still have work to do, and muscles that are used regularly are far less likely to shrink. The second habit is mental imagery exercise, the technique we learned from the Ohio University study. Spend 10 to 15 minutes each day imagining yourself doing a movement you want to keep strong, climbing stairs, lifting a bag of groceries, or walking briskly through the park. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and allow the muscles in your body to do the work in your mind. This is how you keep your brain-muscle connection alive, even on days you cannot move much. The third habit is protein-rich nutrition. As we age, our bodies need more high-quality protein to repair and maintain muscle. Include foods like eggs, chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, and beans in your daily meals. The National Institute on Aging recommends that most older adults aim for at least 60 to 70 grams of protein per day, adjusted for weight and medical conditions. This is fuel for your muscles. Without it, they cannot repair themselves, no matter how much you exercise. The fourth habit is hydration. You might not realize it, but dehydration can make your muscles cramp, weaken, and tire faster. Aim for about 8 cups of water a day, unless your doctor has told you otherwise. And finally, consistent sleep. Your muscles repair themselves while you sleep. Getting 7 to 8 hours of restful sleep each night is like giving your muscles a free repair session. Now, I want to pause and talk directly to you. Yes, you who are watching this. Think about the last week. Which of these habits are you already doing? Which ones have you been neglecting? I would love to hear your story. Have you tried any of these methods? Did you notice a difference in your strength, balance, or energy? Share your experience in the comments. Your words could give hope to someone who feels like they are too far gone to change. Remember, you are not alone in this. I have walked this road with thousands of patients, and I am walking it with you right now. You have more power to protect your muscles than you think, and it starts with one small step today. Number 5, your brain is your strongest muscle. Take action now. After 5 decades of helping older adults fight muscle loss, I can tell you this. The real battle is not just in your arms or legs, it is in your mind. The moment you decide to take action, you have already won half the fight. We have seen how the brain can keep muscles stronger through mental imagery, how daily habits like intentional movement, good nutrition, and proper sleep can slow or even reverse muscle loss. But none of this matters unless you start today. Muscle loss does not wait. It works quietly, day by day, until one small stumble turns into a broken bone, or one missed walk turns into weeks of inactivity. I have cared for patients who thought they were too old or too weak to improve. Yet after just a few weeks of consistent action, even starting with something as simple as mental exercises, they began to stand taller, walk more steadily, and feel more confident. The science is clear, and my years of experience back it up. Your body responds to what you give it, no matter your age. This is not about chasing youth. It is about protecting your independence, your dignity, and the joy of living without fear of falling or relying on others for every step. So here is my challenge to you. Before the day ends, choose one action: 10 minutes of mental imagery, a short walk after lunch, adding an extra serving of protein to your dinner. Then do it again tomorrow and the next day until it becomes part of who you are. I want you to share your commitment in the comments. Tell me the one thing you will start doing today to keep your muscles strong. When you write it down, you are not only promising yourself, you are inspiring others who read it. If this message has touched your heart, subscribe and turn on the bell so we can keep walking this path together. And when you are ready for the next step, watch my upcoming video, 3 breakfast mistakes that silently weaken your muscles. It might be the missing link in your fight for strength. Number 6, real stories of strength, proof that it's never too late. Over the years, I have had the privilege of caring for thousands of older adults. And while I can share all the science in the world, nothing speaks louder than the real lives of people who refuse to let muscle loss dictate their future. Let me tell you about David, a 72-year-old retired carpenter. He came to me after a fall in his driveway left him with a fractured wrist and weeks in a cast. The injury itself was not life-threatening, but the recovery period meant he could not use one arm for almost 2 months. Most people in his situation lose significant strength, not just in the injured arm, but all over the body. But David was different. He followed a mental imagery routine I taught him. 10 minutes every morning, eyes closed, picturing himself sawing wood, lifting boards, and hammering nails. When his cast came off, his strength had dropped far less than expected. Within weeks, he was back in his workshop. Then there is Margaret, an 80-year-old grandmother who had hip replacement surgery. She spent several weeks in a rehabilitation center where walking was limited and every movement was cautious. Margaret practiced gentle seated leg lifts while imagining herself walking her favorite mile-long path at the park. She also committed to eating a protein-rich breakfast every day: eggs, yogurt, and a piece of whole wheat toast. 6 months later, she was walking that mile again, smiling the whole way. Stories like these prove what I have said for years. The body and brain are partners. Even when your body is forced to rest, your brain can keep your muscles ready for action. Now, I want to talk directly to you. Maybe you are in the middle of recovery from surgery. Maybe you have been afraid to start moving again after an injury. Or maybe you are simply noticing that everyday tasks feel harder than they used to. Wherever you are, you can start now. You do not need to be in a gym or lift heavy weights. You just need to decide that your health is worth the effort, because it is. I would like to hear from you. Have you ever surprised yourself by bouncing back from an injury faster than you expected? Or maybe you are in the process right now of trying to rebuild your strength. Share your story in the comments. Not only will I read it, but your experience could give someone else the courage to keep going. Remember, every small victory matters. 10 extra steps today, 1 more glass of water, 10 minutes of focused mental exercise. It all adds up. You have the power to shape the next chapter of your life. And the time to start is now. Number 7, the big picture. Building a lifetime shield against muscle loss. If there is one thing I have learned after 50 years in medicine, it is that strength is never an accident. It is the result of daily choices. Choices that either protect your muscles or let them fade away. And here is the encouraging truth. You do not need a perfect life or perfect health to build a shield against muscle loss. You just need the right habits, done consistently, for the rest of your life. Think of your muscle health like a 3-legged stool. The first leg is movement. We have already talked about intentional daily activity, standing from a chair without your hands, short walks, and stretching. The second leg is nutrition, feeding your muscles with enough high-quality protein, along with fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. The third leg is mental engagement, keeping the brain-to-muscle connection alive through mental imagery and focus. When all 3 legs are strong, your body stays steady, but when you neglect one, the stool wobbles. Ignore movement, and your muscles weaken. Skip good nutrition, and your muscles cannot repair themselves. Forget mental engagement, and the signals between your brain and muscles start to fade. Over time, small lapses add up. I have seen it happen to people who were active in their 50s but slowed down in their 60s. At first, they notice only minor changes, taking longer to stand up, or feeling tired after short walks. But then the big changes come. Using a cane, avoiding stairs, relying on others for tasks they once did with ease. The good news is that the opposite is also true. Small, consistent actions build strength over time. I have seen 85-year-olds improve their balance, increase their walking distance, and feel more confident in their daily lives simply by practicing these habits. You do not need to train like an athlete. You just need to keep showing up for yourself every day. I want to challenge you to think long-term. Imagine yourself 5 or 10 years from now. Do you see yourself traveling, gardening, or playing with your grandchildren? Or do you see yourself limited by weakness and fear of falling? That future depends on the choices you make starting today. So here is my invitation. Commit to building your lifetime shield. Move your body daily, even in small ways. Fuel it with the right foods. Keep your mind connected to your muscles. And most importantly, never tell yourself it is too late to start. I would love for you to share your vision for your future in the comments. What do you want to be able to do 5 years from now? When you write it down, you are not only setting your own goal, you are inspiring someone else to dream bigger for themselves. Your body will listen to the way you treat it. Start speaking to it with strength, purpose, and care, and it will serve you well for years to come. Number 8, the journey forward, choosing strength every single day. If you have stayed with me through this conversation, it tells me something important. You care about your health, your independence, and your future. That already sets you apart from many people who choose to ignore the warning signs of muscle loss. But caring is not enough. The next step is turning that concern into action and doing it every single day. I want you to remember something. Every choice you make either builds your strength or chips away at it. Skipping movement, neglecting protein, letting your mind drift into inactivity. These are small decisions that slowly add up to big losses. On the other hand, taking a walk, practicing mental imagery, choosing water over soda, or eating an extra serving of protein. Those are the building blocks of strength. The truth is, there will be days you do not feel like it. Days when your knees ache, when you are tired, or when life gets busy. That is normal. But that is also when the real work happens. Because showing up for yourself on the hard days matters more than on the easy ones. I have seen patients in their late 80s make remarkable improvements simply because they refuse to quit. One gentleman, Robert, was nearly bedbound after a long illness. He started with mental exercises in bed, imagining himself walking to his mailbox. Then he progressed to sitting up and standing with help. Eventually, he made it to the mailbox for real. That moment, the smile on his face when he touched the cold metal handle, was pure victory. Your victories may look different. Maybe it will be the first time you walk up a flight of stairs without stopping, or the moment you carry a bag of groceries in one hand while holding the door with the other. Every single one counts. I am not just speaking to you as a doctor. I am speaking to you as someone who has watched thousands of people face this same challenge. I have seen the fear, but I have also seen the pride when that fear turns into action. And I promise you, you are capable of more than you think. So here is what I want you to do. Before this day ends, write down one action you will take for your muscles tomorrow. Share it in the comments so others can see it and feel encouraged to do the same. If this video has inspired you, subscribe and turn on the bell so we can keep walking this path together. Strength is not something you are given. It is something you choose one decision at a time. And every time you choose it, you are building a future where you can keep living life on your terms. Strong, steady, and free. Number 9, passing it on. Becoming a source of strength for others. One of the greatest rewards of protecting your health is that you become an example for others. When you commit to fighting muscle loss, you are not just helping yourself, you are showing your children, grandchildren, friends, and neighbors what it means to take control of aging. In my 50 years as a doctor, I have learned that people rarely make lasting changes because of lectures or statistics. They change because they see someone they know living differently, living better. I have watched this happen in families. A grandmother who starts walking daily after dinner inspires her daughter to join her. Soon the grandchildren are running ahead, laughing. The habit spreads. not because anyone made a speech about the importance of exercise, but because they saw how it looked in real life. The grandmother's balance improved, her mood lifted, and her confidence grew. That ripple effect is powerful. You can be that ripple. If you commit to daily movement, better nutrition, and mental engagement, the people around you will notice. They will see you carrying your groceries, working in your garden, or getting up from a chair without effort. They will see you taking steps, literally and figuratively, toward independence. And that vision will plant a seed in their minds. If they can do it, maybe I can too. Sharing your journey is just as important as living it. Talk about the changes you are making. Share your small victories. I stood up without using my hands today. Or I walked around the block without stopping. These details make the goal feel real and achievable for others. I also encourage you to reach out to someone who might be struggling. It could be a friend who is recovering from surgery, a neighbor who lives alone, or a family member who has slowed down in recent years. Invite them to join you for a walk, or even for a mental imagery session over coffee. Sometimes people just need someone to take the first step with them. I want to hear from you. Who in your life would benefit from learning what you have learned here? Share their name or just their relationship to you in the comments. Tell me how you plan to encourage them. Your words might be the nudge another viewer needs to start their journey. Remember, strength grows when it is shared. By protecting your muscles, you are not just adding years to your life. You are adding life to the years of those you love. And that may be the greatest gift you can give. So let's make this a community of action. Keep building your strength, keep sharing your story, and keep lifting each other. Because together we can redefine what it means to grow older, stronger, not weaker. The future you can still claim. After 5 decades in medicine, I can tell you with absolute certainty, it is never too late to change the trajectory of your health. Muscle loss after 60 may feel inevitable, but it is not a life sentence. Your body is remarkably adaptable, and your brain is the most powerful tool you have to direct that change. Whether you start with a daily walk, a simple strength exercise from a chair, or 10 minutes of focused mental imagery, every action you take sends a clear message to your body. We are still in this fight. I have seen seniors in their late 80s regain enough strength to travel, garden, and even dance again. The turning point was always the same. They decided to start, and they refused to quit. You can choose that same turning point today. Your future is still wide open. You can build a body that supports the life you want, steady legs that carry you where you wish to go, strong hands that help you work and create, and the confidence to live without fear of falling or slowing down. If you have been feeling discouraged, please know this. Change is always possible. No matter how much strength you feel you have lost, your body and brain can respond to the effort you give them. I have seen it happen thousands of times, and it can happen for you too. You are not defined by the challenges you face today. You are defined by the steps you take toward a stronger tomorrow. Now, I would love to hear from you. What is one action you will take starting today to protect or rebuild your muscle strength? Share it in the comments below. Your words might be the exact encouragement another person needs to begin their own journey. And if you try these tips in the coming weeks, come back and tell us how you feel. I read every story, and I celebrate every win with you. If this message has inspired you, do not stop here. There is so much more you can do to protect your muscles and reclaim your independence. Watch my next video. Reverse muscle loss with these proven tips from top doctors, and take the next step in building the strong, steady future you deserve.